Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am back with my next bullet journal video for the month of December. And as you can probably guess, I have gone with a Christmas theme. Woohoo! I always love this time of year. Christmas is probably my favourite time of year. Even like it tops my birthday, which is just mad. I love Christmassy activities and just being around family and friends and the music, and it's just so great. And so of course I had to do that for my bullet journal monthly spread. And so yes, we'll get into the time lapse of the video. If you do enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up and leave some comments in the comments down below of what other bullet journal themes you'd like to see me recreate for future months, because I love hearing your suggestions. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you aren't already, and ring the bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's get into my Christmas bullet journal. Ta-da! I feel like there needs to be like a sort of jingle for that, but maybe next year. Also, if you haven't already seen it, I have written and produced a Christmas song called It's All About You, and I will leave that in the description down below, but go and check that out and share that around because that'd be really awesome. So yes, let's get into the video. So for this month, like I said, I went with a Christmas theme. Woohoo! I'm so excited. I know Christmas is going to be very different this year, I guess, with the whole restrictions and COVID and not really knowing what's going to happen. But I wish you all a Merry Christmas and hope that you still get to somewhat enjoy it as much as you can in the circumstances. But that didn't really put me off from getting to experiment with my bullet journal spreads this month. And I love December bullet journals because I find so many extra spreads that I can put into my bullet journals that I wouldn't normally in my other bullet journal months that are kind of specific to Christmas. So I'm so excited to show you those. So for the front cover, I found a similar picture to this on Pinterest, I believe, and I just really liked it. So for most of the spreads throughout this month, I've done kind of candy cane themed lettering, and I thought it was really cool. And then I've just done a couple of stockings and a scarf hanging from a branch with some stars and leaves around it, which I thought was really cute. And then on the left hand side, of course, I have my quote page, which is a Bible verse, and it says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given." And it's from Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. And yes, moving on to the next page, we have got the countdown to Christmas. Woohoo! Ah, this is so fun to fill out. But I've just drawn a tree, and again this is something I saw online and I thought was really cool. And I've drawn baubles hanging off the tree, and then each bauble will be a day counting down to Christmas, and then the star on top will be Christmas Day, because that is the day that Jesus was born. Woohoo! And then I've just done the cool lettering again, countdown to Christmas, which is really exciting, and I can just colour those in whatever colour I like. There's not a specific theme to that as such. And then on the page next to it, I've got my monthly calendar spread. And again, I've just done this across one page, and I've kind of kept the theme of like the holly leaves, the stars, the leaves throughout kind of each spread to kind of tie them all together. And so yeah, that's basically it, the calendar for the month. I don't really tend to fill this in as much, which is why I kind of moved it onto one page rather than a double spread. But it's just nice to kind of see the overview of the month, which day is which date. So this next page, we've got my mood tracker. So for this, I decided to do some fairy lights, which are probably also one of my favourite things about Christmas. And each light will be coloured in a different colour according to my mood. And I realise now that I forgot to number them all, but after I filmed this I did go back and number them all, so it's all taken care of, no worries. And next to it is my habit tracker for the month, and I kind of drew some more fairy lights, kind of tied the 2 pages together and kept it nice and simple with some calendar layouts. And this is kind of to track different habits, and you can kind of tailor them to what you would like to track, but I've done stuff kind of like making sure I'm drinking enough water, having time away from screens, if I'm doing exercise and things like that. And those lights I did colouring because they were just for the decoration. So yes, this next page is my gratitude page, but I've kind of added a few other bits on it too. And I saw Amanda H. Lee do this in her bullet journal and I really liked the idea. So I've got my gratitude, which each day I can write down something I was thankful for that day. And it just reminds me to try and stay positive even if things are really hard at the moment. And then next to it I've got a section for my goals, so monthly goals, so it might be to try something new or to work towards something. And then underneath I've just added in a shopping list because I thought that'd just be helpful. And the page next to it I've done my advent calendar. So I did this last year because last year I didn't have a chocolate advent calendar for Christmas, and it's really cool. So basically what you do is you draw out 25 squares, and I like to include 25 for Christmas Day, and then on each one you kind of write out something to do that day or to say that day. So I've done examples like give someone a compliment or do some self-care, and then you cover each one with sticky notes, which is kind of what I've got, although obviously one is too big so I have to cut them in half. I couldn't find any small enough. And then number the sticky notes, and each day you peel one off and you'll do something. But I didn't finish it because it was taking quite a while and I didn't want the video to be too long, but I went ahead and finished that off screen too. And so this next page is my meal tracker, and I've had this in the past few bullet journal monthly spreads that I've done, and for this month I drew little presents and I thought that was really cool. And so I did a present with a cross in the middle because that's kind of like the bow of the present, and then each corner will be a meal and the bow will be a meal too, and I can colour those in. And meal trackers are just really great to keep an eye out because depending on how much you eat or what you eat, it can really affect your mood and have an impact of your daily life. So the page next to it I've done my YouTube videos ideas page, and I find this so helpful just to be able to kind of write down my ideas for different videos and kind of not have them all in my head and I can see them clearly, and it really helps to keep myself organised. And yes, I just love this page, it's just so useful. So this next page is a combination of 2 things. So on the top half I've done my Christmas faves, and of course this is specifically tailored to Christmas, and each box will kind of be a subheading for different things. So I realise I didn't write them in straight away, but each box will be something different. So I think one of them is like my favourite Christmas activities to do, and one of them is like my favourite Christmas music or Christmas films. I'm not quite sure what I put in the other one. Oh, here we go. Oh, favourite Christmas recipes. So there you go. If you like making gingerbread men, then put that in the box. And underneath I did my prayer request page, and I made this smaller because I didn't really have enough to fill a whole page. So this is just simply a space for me to write down prayer requests, either for me or for others. And you can just see my head and my arm right now. And that is actually because I was filming this as I was on a Zoom, and I didn't want them to get suspicious that I wasn't really paying attention. So I just had to pay attention for a second before I got back into filming. And I just did another quote on this next page which says, "All is calm, all is bright," which is a line from the carol Silent Night, and I just think that's such a lovely line to get you in the Christmassy mood. So this next page is my present tracker, and I've had this in quite a few of my Christmas bullet journals. Sometimes I do a presents ideas page, but because of the whole current situation with lockdown and everything, I did all my Christmas shopping really early, so I didn't need a Christmas ideas page because I've pretty much almost got all of my presents for people already. So this is my present tracker page where I can keep track of who I need to buy for, what I've bought them, or how much I am budgeting for each person, how much I spent, and if I wrapped it and given it to them, which I think is just a great way to keep track of everything. So the final page, is my weekly spread, and I again carried over the theme of like the holly leaves and the stars, and I just want to point out now, I did write the 2nd to the 7th on the top, and I think that was because the 1st was a Tuesday, and I think because I still included the Monday box, I got confused, and I thought Monday was the 1st, and I was like, okay, so it starts on Tuesday, that must be the 2nd, and I just did it wrong. But I did go back and correct myself. So each day is a little box, and I wrote the date in white gel pen, which I love using my white gel pen. You have to go over it a few times for it to come out, but it's so effective. And then I just did a little quote in the corner that says, "It's the most wonderful time of the year under a Christmas tree," because it is the most wonderful time of the year. Even though it may not seem like it this year, it still is. Like, if you've seen my music video for my song It's All About You, things may be different this year. We might not be able to celebrate with as many people as we'd like, or do the things we love to do around Christmas, but really that's not what Christmas is all about. So I really like that quote, staying positive in the Christmas spirit. So this is my final flip through for my December bullet journal spread. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. I do actually go back and correct the date that I got wrong during this flip through, but if you do decide to recreate any of my spreads, then feel free to tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see your creations, and like I said, let me know in the comments down below if you have any ideas of bullet journal themes you'd like to see me try out, because I love hearing your suggestions. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, you know, all that stuff, all that jazz, and hopefully I will see you soon with another video, whenever that may be. I know it's probably a bit early to be saying this, but I hope you do have a wonderful, lovely Christmas. And yeah, there we go, there I am, correcting my wrongness. I do hope you have a very lovely Christmas, however that may be, and stay safe, and I'll see you soon.